Holy crap, guys. This is what's happening. In cryptocurrency right now, we are facing catastrophic times. I'm on the phone. I don't know if you guys know, but I recently moved out. So I've been really busy and I've been doing everything but crypto. I still invest. I'm still in the markets invested. But when it comes to actually looking at the charts daily, I just know the bull run, when we're looking at the time scale, there's a lot of YouTubers that say we are going to have a relief rally. We're going to have a bounce back. But when I look at this, when I look at Bitcoin and I look at the thing and I look at everything just in general, it just screams bear market to me, okay? Now, when we go and we zoom out to Bitcoin, this does look like we've hit a psychological resistance and we have a psychological top. When it comes to Bitcoin, 100K, damn near on the dot. Now, my friend in the Discord called it. Now, that's why I tell you guys that when you're in the markets, it's good to have a team because I have analysis guys that really know what they're talking about. Like my boy Prophet's called the bottom of 2023 or 2. He called the top this year. He calls everything. So I kind of knew after 100K, we'll lose steam. But am I saying this is it? No, because we have to understand that there's actually support, of course, at the 2022 high, which was around 69K. Now, if we fall through to 69K, guys, just understand that you could either see this two ways, right? You can see this. Now, we're going to talk about LCX, but we have to talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the main thing right now, right? Because Bitcoin does control the markets. But what I will say is there's two things you can see this. You can see it as an opportunity missed or an opportunity created, because let's just be honest, it was anticlimactic, this bull run. Main reason being is because we had so many memes, then we had the AI. So when we go on coins like LCX, if we just type LCX here, we can see that it's taking an absolute dump. It's down more than 13% today. We are gonna probably go below 10 cents. Like, if we just zoom out to the yearly, we can see where the support is. So yeah, I pretty much do believe like around here, around the 10 cent, 9 cents, that's the next target. If we just zoom out, we can see further support. Now, we do have a macro support over here. If I could just get it up. It's very hard to gauge on this, guys. Sorry. I'm struggling to gauge, but you guys know, you see where I'm trying to get you guys to the top of this hill, which is around 11 cents, okay? This is kind of support here, but these type of support levels don't really mean anything if Bitcoin is just continuously going down. Sorry, I got a phone call, but LCX is still up 30,000% from all-time highs. Just remember that. Like, there was a point where LCX had more than 3 zeros, okay? So just understanding that assets take time to build. It's like you can see this as a moment in crypto to give up or just keep going, because I've told you guys that if you're in your 20s, you have really nothing to worry about when it comes to investing. The only people, like, no disrespect, but if you're an investor and you're 99 years old, then I can see why you'd be disappointed. But if you're a young guy, whether you're 30, 40, 50, 60, you know what I'm saying, even 70, if you're healthy, there's still opportunity, okay? Just understand that Trump right now he's actually a lunatic. I thought he was going to be the person to do a lot of good for crypto, which he might, but right now with these tariffs, we are getting hit from the back and there's nothing we could do about it. This is non-consensual right now. You have to understand that every crypto investor right now is experiencing things they can't. Like, if you invested and you have money, like, you have no choice but to take the loss unrealized. That's what you have to realize, that this loss that we are taking right now in the short term is unrealized. So if you can get that across your head, that when it comes to tokenization, when it comes to real world assets, which LCX is one of them, we've continuously said this. We've continuously spoke about tokenization and the tokenization of real estate, whether that's condos, whether that's you owning a fraction of real life real estate through tokenization. We've spoke about all these things to come in LCX. We also spoke about blockchain banking. We spoke about regulation, but we know that MiCA has not came yet. Now, people are going to, of course, FUD it because the MiCA regulation has not been approved yet. But that's not an issue for me. Why that's not an issue? Because sometimes a lot of these, even a bill, just understand this. before a bill has passed, it has to go through Congress. It's a long process, okay? So even though we was meant to get this MiCA regulation, was it Q2 or Q1? We haven't seen that. But to be honest with you guys, I'm not too fussed about this because everything is kind of bearish anyway. So what I'm doing is I'm making money elsewhere just to invest, because I feel like this is the best opportunity right now. I'm not just saying LCX is the best opportunity. I'm saying any great asset that you believe has utility to change the world and make the world easier. Because you have to understand, the best way to become wealthy, or the best way to actually make wealth and become rich, is to find a problem, find a solution, and a shortcut. LCX does that for me. LCX has found a problem where people can no longer afford. We just talking about the tokenization here, right? People can no longer afford to buy just a single house. They can no longer afford to buy a whole house. So when tokenization comes into full effect and we can now buy 10% of a house, you could buy 10% of an apartment, you could buy 5% of an apartment complex. It's going to make a solution and a shortcut for people to have ownership over assets. So just understand that I'm a person that's always going to see the long-term vision with this. I'm a person that's not going to panic just because we are going through some turbulence. If you look at the bright side, we did have a bull run. Bitcoin did hit 100K. That was a target. And if you understand that majority of these YouTubers were saying the target for Bitcoin in 2025, 2024 bull run will be 100K. So if we were hearing that since 2021, of course, that's a big psychological standpoint. And of course, smart money is going to take profits. But you know who's not taking profits? And this is why I don't care. The institutions are not taking profits. They are not selling. They are buying. The US is buying. Asia is buying. China is buying. Europe's buying. Bitcoin, Ethereum, even coins under these coins. So if you can just look at the macro, and I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse saying this, and I know I see it sound like a broken stereo. You've heard it so many times, but you really do have to be long term, because we have it lucky. Like, we are in a position where we look at LCX today and we can see a triple within the space of weeks if things just reverse for the markets. That's how low we are with LCX, because if we just actually go on the market cap, we are quickly approaching below 100 million. Now that gets me excited. You're probably thinking, why does that get you excited? It gets me excited because people are losing hope. And when people lose hope, that's usually the best time to invest into cryptocurrency. So I just want to make this video to keep you guys informed and updated into what I'm really looking into right now. I'm looking at coins that are less volatile. Like, there's a coin called Quant, QNT, that I'm going to cover in the next video. You've seen me cover it before. But sometimes you have to trade against your assets. You have to, okay, I'm going to hold a Bitcoin or a Tether. I'm going to accumulate Ethereum, accumulate the coins that have less volatility in these turbulent times. And once we get to those all-time rock bottoms, then you trade your ETH, your Bitcoin, you trade your Bitcoin and ETH against the altcoins. So you can now, because let's just be honest, like, we can see LCX easily go to 7 cents, 6 cents, 8 cents. So if we know this is possible, it can even go back down to 4, 5, 3 cents, to be honest with you guys, because we don't know if there's a recession. Trump is an actual crazy guy. I just have to say that. I don't know if you agree with me. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. But I do feel like Trump has messed a lot of things up because of arrogance. See, sometimes when people have power and when a country has power too long, they start taking liberties. Like the tariffs, I just don't understand what's the point of that. We've already seen that Putin called his bluff with the cease and desist. Putin says no. He will continue to war. Without getting too off topic there, but it's just like, we have a bunch of people in politics that have power they shouldn't have. Respectfully, we have a bunch of lunatics running this world, and of course that's going to cause turbulence in markets, because at the end of the day, he's a human. he's making a human decision of how he feels, okay? He's not making a decision of AI, which would probably be more efficient at this point than the whole politician team put together. They are making decisions that can affect your assets. So just knowing that, you have to prepare